Many people ask me the secret to making big money. I tell them the truth, but nobody ever believes me. And that is probably why most people stay broke. But not you, my friend. Not you. Today, we're talking about something super spicy, something that everyone else is running from. But you are going to lean into it, the potential market crash of 2025 or 2026, and how, if you play your cards right, you can get absolutely filthy rich by doing these 5 things I am about to drop on you properly. Of course. Me very own Bitcoin wallet, one of them at least, is currently down over $20,000. As we speak, at market open today, my stock market portfolio. Yep, that bad boy dropped over $10,000 as well. And you know what? I am praying it drops more. No, I am not crazy. Hear me out. I've already bought $50,000 this week, split between Bitcoin and various index funds. Because this isn't a time to be doom and gloomy. This is a time to be opportunistic. This past week, the last 7 days have been absolutely fascinating on the investing side of the world, and honestly a bit of a wake-up call for those who aren't paying attention. We've got Michael Burry, the legend, the guy who famously shorted the housing market in 2008 and made a gazillion dollars. Well, he is shutting down his firm, the man-made bank, but he is calling it quits. And then there is Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha himself. He has stopped doing his annual letters, announced it just this week. Now, that might not be the worst sign ever, but people are whispering. Could this be a sign he is about to step down? And it is not just the big names. There are layoffs happening everywhere, across so many different companies. Big tech, small tech, you name it. It is a bloodbath out there. There is a lot of panic. People are glued to their portfolios, checking them every hour, chewing their fingernails, considering selling everything they own. But here's the thing, and I don't think enough people truly understand this. This, my friend, is the opportunity you've been waiting for, even if you don't realize it yet. And sadly, a lot of people are going to completely waste it. They're going to freeze, they're going to panic, and they're going to miss out on potentially life-changing wealth. But for those of you who aren't afraid, who aren't just blindly following the herd, who actually want some clarity on what the heck is going on and how to navigate this choppy water, I want you to stop right now, take a deep breath, and listen very carefully. I am going to show you how to use this crash, this market turmoil, to build serious generational wealth. This isn't just some theoretical BS. These are the exact strategies that I am literally using right now, as my own portfolio is bleeding heavily. So obviously, before we dive into the nitty-gritty, I've talked about this before, but the main reason I am able to invest so aggressively in the first place is because of my killer cash flow business. It is my secret weapon, my financial bedrock, and trust me, you need one too. I am going to give you some killer ideas on how to start your own in just a few minutes. But if you want me to literally hold your hand and guide you to making your first $3,000 to $5,000 a month online so you can finally quit your soul sucking 9 to 5, go ahead and apply below. I've already helped 4 people this week sign their very first clients and get their businesses rolling. Seriously, it is a game changer. So quick plug over, let's get into the core concept. Why? Why do crashes even make you rich? In the first place, it sounds counterintuitive, right? Well, if you are in your 20s or 30s, especially, you, my friend, are in the accumulation phase. You are not trying to preserve your money, especially if you don't have much in the way of gains in the first place. You should be buying as many assets as humanly possible. This isn't firm financial advice. Okay, I am not saying anything along those lines, but seriously, there is nothing to protect right now. You don't have any massive wealth to preserve, and even technically, I don't either. I am barely scratching the surface on what I've got. So you really need to think about this. You have 30 to 40 years of earning potential ahead of you. Why? Tell me why. Would you want assets to be expensive right now? You are not cashing out anytime soon. It looks super sexy on the phone. I've even been guilty of this, where it looks so cool to be deep in the green, but you want everything on sale. You want to stack as much as possible. Whether you are into Bitcoin, stocks, real estate, I don't care. That doesn't matter. Any type of asset, the truly rich, the wealthy guys and gals that I know, they buy when everyone else is selling. They sell when everyone else is buying. That is not some cheesy poster quote. That is literally how wealth transfers happen. Right now, money is actively moving from people who are emotional, who are panicking, to people who are actually patient, who are calm, cool, and collected. They've got some cash on the sidelines, waiting, ready to pounce, right? So real, actual wealth is built in bear markets. And then you can realize it. You can harvest it in bull markets. You can realize it when you are in your 50s or 60s. When you actually need it, everyone wants to get rich. When Bitcoin is at all-time highs, when stocks are pumping through the roof, and the news is shouting about record gains. But the real money, the real wealth, is built right now. Today, your job in your 20s and 30s is to accumulate the more you can accumulate during times like this. The wealthier you'll be in even just 5 to 10 years. I promise you, in 5 to 10 years, you are going to be looking back thinking, man, why didn't I invest more then? Trust me on that one. So strategy 1 is very simply DCA, dollar cost averaging. I am a big believer in lump, summing when the opportunity is screaming at you, but I love having cash on the sidelines, specifically for moments like this. If I had put all my money into Bitcoin back when I first got super interested in it, I would be down a crap load right now, and I would probably be kicking myself. So I am very glad I didn't do that. I am very glad that I am able to have that cash on the sidelines in the first place and get super aggressive now, right? So my logic is this. I believe Bitcoin was a good investment at $100,000. If I believed it was good at 100,000, why would I not buy it at 80,000, right? Why would I not buy it at even 60 or 70,000? If I believed the S&P 500 was solid at 6,000 points, why wouldn't I buy it at 5,400, right? Or 5,600, whatever the number is. Assets don't suddenly stop being good investments just because their price drops. That is the silliest analogy I've ever heard. If anything, they become even better investments because you are getting them at a discount. So I am currently dumping in a ton of money. I honestly don't care what the price does today or tomorrow. I am systematically dollar cost averaging through this entire thing. My personal rule is, if anything drops 1% or more, I double up. I triple up. I will get so stupidly aggressive. And maybe I'll even throw up my screenshots here so you can see for yourself. But if you look at the historical data, every single market crash without fail has recovered and then gone even higher, right? I am not saying it will be perfect. There is a very high chance everything could totally blow up. Yes, for sure. I acknowledge that risk, but think about it. 2008, 2020, the dot-com bubble, Black Monday, the big black swan event in 1987, every single one of those crashes recovered, and guess what? The people who kept buying, who stayed disciplined during those crashes, those are the ones who built generational wealth. They're the ones who could retire at any time they want. So just stop. It is a small reminder, DCA and chill. Stop checking your portfolio every freaking minute. It is unhealthy. It is unnecessary. That is just strategy 1, plain and simple. Strategy 2, build a cash flow business. This is where most people completely mess up during a crash. This was my exact problem in 2020. They see their investments going down, they freeze, they stop taking action, which I am very glad I didn't sell back then. But I am very pissed that I didn't get more aggressive. And this, my friends, is when you should be building. The hardest market crashes expose something incredibly important. People tighten their spending, businesses are struggling, but you need income, right? You need more income. So you can keep buying assets while they're dirt cheap. So talking about stuff, what can you actually start in the next couple of days? What can you start over a single weekend? You could start creating content. Seriously, you could literally start today with just your phone. You could start flipping items on eBay. People are desperate to sell stuff during crashes, so you can buy very low and flip very high. In my opinion, the absolute best one is starting an online service business. People still need their problems solved. Businesses still need leads. People still need automations. People still need landing pages made, copywriting done, whatever the hell you need to do to offer real value, sell the absolute crap out of that service. Use the fear, use the uncertainty as like fuel, if you will. Most people kind of let it freeze them, let it paralyze them, but you need to let it motivate you to actually start that business. That business you've been thinking about for a while. That idea rattling around in your head, just do it, dude. Just start it. Who cares? If it is not perfect, just start. Cash flow will protect you from being forced to sell your investments at a loss too, which is what I'll talk about in a minute. If you have money coming in, extra income, especially on top of your main job, you never ever have to touch your portfolio when it is down. You can ride out any storm, you can be stoic, you can just sit there and, be chill while everyone else is freaking the hell out, right? It is a superpower. So that goes into strategy 3, increase your income. You maybe don't have to necessarily start a whole new business, but I am seeing people come alive from being stuck paycheck to paycheck. That is the big issue. If you are stressed about money right now, it is because your income isn't high enough. Dude, there is only so many subscriptions and things you can cut. You need to fix this. And this might sound a little silly or counterintuitive, but crashes can actually be such a good time to ask for a raise when everyone else is panicking. When everyone else is unstable, you are being calm. You are reliable. And what is that? It makes you more valuable to the company. Companies especially need steady, level-headed people during uncertain times. But beyond your main job, you need to be aggressive about side income. Every 500 bucks extra a month, 1,000 bucks extra, that could literally be your entire investment, towards a deposit for that month. That $500 a month during a crash could easily be worth $5,000 in passive income in a decade or two. Seriously, your earning potential is your biggest asset in your 20s and of course your 30s. But even more so in your 20s, it is way bigger than your portfolio right now. So focus on increasing that. So then it all trickles down, it all rains down into your portfolio. If you have nothing to invest in the first place, none of what I am telling you matters. You need money, period. Okay. Strategy 4. Stay liquid. This goes into that funny real estate video I made a couple of weeks back. The worst mistake you can make, the absolute worst, is panic selling. It is getting into some situation where you lock in, your money into some hard assets, you lock in your losses, and then you completely miss the recovery. Do not do that. What you need to do is keep cash liquid, keep your emergency fund solid for sure. So you are never ever forced to sell investments just to pay bills or some stupid crap like that. That is how people destroy everything they need to pay off their car loan because they're underwater or they need to cover some, I don't know, medical bill or whatever the hell it is. And they sell in the red. It is like, dude, that is not it. The only caveat I have to this, the only exception, is investing in yourself. That is the only time when it is good to sell some type of asset. If you are able to parlay that into a higher, more fortunate investment, whether that is schooling for yourself, so you can get that degree or some type of program, whatever the hell you need to invest in, that is totally understandable. That is an exception. But cash right now is king. I am not normally the one to say that, but it is very, very good, not just for buying investments, but for other opportunities too. Businesses could be cheap to buy. You could get some financing. Assets are literally on sale right now. People with real problems will need solving, and people will pay for solutions. If you have no cash cushion, you simply can't take advantage of anything of what I am telling you. So keep at least 3 to 6 months of expenses saved that lets you be opportunistic instead of desperate and twiddling your thumbs and hoping things turn around quicker. Dude, you want things to be on sale for as long as humanly possible. Trust me. Okay, strategy 5. Level up your skill set. This kind of goes without saying, but again, everyone's doom scrolling. Everyone's just playing video games. There it is, funny enough. I am talking about Modern Warfare 2. I am playing this game less and less. But I am trying to learn up my own skill set too, right? Use this time to get better. Market crashes are perfect, absolutely perfect, for investing in yourself, like I said. So learn skills to make money, sales, marketing, those are probably my favorite ones. But coding, content creation, artificial intelligence, just anything that can directly translate into your income, the return on investment on investing in yourself is infinite. It is better than any of those investments that I am talking about because you can use those skills for the rest of your life, dude. Nobody can take what is in your brain, right? So most people waste these times worrying and not having anything,